Okay, I just got the toolbox mounted the other day. I couldn't really show how I did it as I was doing it because I don't have a tripod, and honestly I was just kind of winging it as I was going about it. As you see, I got these are master lock hasps, padlock hasps. They had like a tab that came out, I guess for security, but because of the way this angles and it was just getting in the way, there wasn't enough room to put the padlock on, so I had to grind that little tab off. Not a huge deal. These are really good hasps because they curve on the angle. See how this lid is all angled, and this kind of, since the lid is bigger than the body, you have to mount the locking bolts right there. So it's good that this is on a hinge and it curves. It could curve and stuff. So I put these rubber weather stripping pads here because when you flip it up, it kind of bangs against this, and this is steel and this is aluminum, so this is kind of, you know, the aluminum softer than steel. But I'm probably being a little overboard. Maybe a little later I won't care about it, but let's put that on. And I put weather stripping on underneath the toolbox here where it rests on this on the bed rail. No, I have you know, a bed liner material here, but still, I mean, it could, you know, being metal, it's probably just wear rub a hole, you know, rub it right off eventually. So that's good stuff. This is good weather stripping. I had it, you know, about it like a year or so ago, and I just barely had enough to do this job. I bought it at Home Depot, and they don't sell it anymore, so the only place they sell it is Amazon. So I'll put a link to it, description of all the materials that I used on this project, just to give you an idea, or if you want to follow what I did here and how I mounted it. I didn't want to make this a permanent thing. You probably can't see too good, but I'm gonna take it out. It's J-bolts, so it curves under here, and it just kind of grabs it. And I put some special tape on it so it doesn't mar it so much. So, and I'll show it. I use wing nuts on it, so you can just take this off, and there's no holes. They say in the instructions you can buy Grip Right, and it's basically just like a plastic clamping system. It's like 27 bucks. So for under 10 bucks, I did the J-bolt thing. It's J-bolt, and the J-bolts are probably a lot stronger than that plastic Grip Right, but it might have been easier. I had to do a lot of MacGyver stuff on this to get it to work, but it wasn't too bad. I'm gonna put the other lock here, and because this lock that it comes with isn't all that secured, it just kind of locks it in the center, and the other side, you know, in the corners, it was loose. That you could just pry it, if they wanted to, you could pry it up. I'll open that up pretty soon. And how I don't have the feet. I'll show the feet later in a different clip. I don't have the feet. They came with two pieces of diamond plate corner feet that they want you to zip screw them with like sheet metal screws through it, but I didn't want to really do that. I didn't want to really put any more holes into this than I needed to. So I just got these, so I mounted it there, and I just got these 4x4 blocks I had laying around, scraps, and just painted them up black. And just took my measurements to make it kind of snug. So it's kind of snug because the way it kind of sticks, see the box kind of sticks out, and if I had those corner pieces on that they give you, the diamond plate feet, that they would be in the way. I wouldn't be able to get plywood in this truck bed if I wanted to. So with this, I could take these out just like that, and this one as well, and it wouldn't. And I have another. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. I have another 4x4 block under here. It's kind of sandwiched between the toolbox and the wheel well. So I had to cut a 1/4 inch off it through the table saw. It's kind of wedged. So and if I did take all these feet off, this really wouldn't rattle up and down. It would still have some kind of support. So that's how I did that. So you you just wedge this back in. So overall, it seems like it's a good box overall. I mean, you do have to do some modifications, you know, to the locking system, in my opinion, because the lock that it comes with is not a good locking system because it's only in the center. Really, they should have two, but but this is just, it's more secure. It's more peace of mind. So I'm gonna go open it up and show what I did inside. Flip these. See, I run out of weather stripping here, so this kind of bangs there. So I don't know, maybe being a little too picky. See, with this rubber kind of cushions it. And over here I used on the rears I used 3 washers. A couple washers that the hasp came with, and then you have to use a couple of yours underneath those, and in front, 2 in the front and 3 in the, so 2 in the front, depending on how you're looking at it, 3 in the rear and 2 in the front, because this hinge right here was kind of grabbing into is hitting the, the top of the lid and kind of, eating through it. So that's why you have to use 3 in the rear. And I also used some flowable silicone to seal it up for leaks. Gonna open her up. Opens up pretty cool. And this is how I mounted it. In here you got the J-bolts. They're 4-inch J-bolts that go in, and with wing nuts, so you don't need any tools to unscrew to take it off. And they are kind of long, but you do kind of need them long. I didn't want to cut them because I didn't want to risk damaging the threads. You do kind of need them kind of long to get them lower enough, down enough to get the hook off the rail. And this space up here is not all that usable. There's not, I don't know what kind of, it's still usable, but there's not, like, I don't know what you would put up here in like little dinky items. But basically I used 5 J hooks all along. They're spaced about 11.5 inches apart. That's just how it worked out. And over here you see this is the hole. You drill a 1/4 inch hole, and this from the sides is 3/4 inches away from the side panel here to the hole, and a 1/2 inch from the back right there. So you have room to undo the wing nut. And basically this is what it looks like. You got the wing nut and the locking nut and the 1/4 inch flat washer. And they use this self-sticking tape. It's like a plumbing tape, plumber's tape. You get that because it's self-sticking. It doesn't stick to it's not sticky to your fingers, but it sticks to itself. And it's kind of this like protection, just to keep it from eating your paint, preventing rust. That's just the extra step I did. So I used that on all of them. And under here, this is the hasps. I gotta cut this. I mean, these are the ones that came with the hasps. They're kind of long, but the ones you had to. I'm getting really detailed here, but you had to use the ones that it came. A couple of them, the ones that it came with, because they're so flat that if you get anything bigger, like a bigger head like this hasp won't close flush. So that's why you have to use a couple of them that they give you, because they sit flat. And these 2 are my own ones, the machine screws. I used the nuts that it came with for the hasp. I used some nylon lock nuts here on the other ones, and sealed it up, of course, with silicone. Same thing on that, and the same thing on this side. So overall, I mean, I didn't get a chance to really use the box yet, but I'm sure it's gonna come in use very soon. Overall, I mean, it's a good box. You're getting, for the money you're paying for it, because most other ones are, $300 if not more. So I mean, you have to do a few modifications to this box. I mean, you do get the lifetime warranty, no hassle, from Kobalt, even though it is made by Betterbuilt. But you just go to Lowe's, I guess, assuming with your receipt, and say, you know, if you ever don't like this box, or if it leaks or whatever, the gas shocks break or something, that I'm assuming Lowe's will make it right. So, and one thing I noticed here is the gas shocks. They kind of rest against the metal box. I don't know if that's a big deal. I guess they didn't care enough to do anything about that, but I'm going to order some more weather stripping, and I'm going to put in a little strip of rubber weather stripping there to kind of cushion it, because I don't know if that's going to interfere, if that's going to make a nick in the shock, because that might cause it to leak or something. So just going to close it. And you can see the center lock there. I mean, it's pretty solid there, but on the sides, you know, that's why you need to add your own locks. And one thing I did need to do right out of the box was to adjust this lock, and just had to move it up a little bit. And you had to do that a few times until I got it just right. Just close it, because this lid was kind of loose, so I got it pretty much where it needs to be. And you should do that before you start with the hasps, because that way you know the lid is where it needs to be before you start mounting these. You gotta have this right before you even start on anything. And you just need a crescent wrench, and I forget if it was 7/16 or something to loosen this. And that's all you really need, and tighten it and move it up and just make a few adjustments. You might need to do that a few times. And these, same thing. I'm not sure if I used my screws or their screws. Let's see, I'm looking at them. Looks like I used my screws on these lock washer or lock nuts, nylon lock nuts, and silicone them on, and washers, of course, my own washers. And I'm gonna put a description of all the items I used on this to mount this. So overall, I mean, this is a pretty good box. I mean, it's pretty nice because I actually needed extra storage, because all I have is that toolbox and really wasn't enough room. So I think eventually, real soon, I'm going to get another box for the other side, and so I'll maximize my storage. And it's not permanent. You could take it off. So the way I did it, you don't have to worry about what if I don't like it no more or anything like that. You could always take it off if you needed to use your truck. If you needed more space in your truck, you could take it out. I could take that box out. It's not mounted permanently either. So overall, I say I like this toolbox, and I'm looking forward to using it more in the future. If I ever have a problem with it or something, I'll post it in the description, or make another video of it down the road. Definitely would seem like it would make my life easier, just not even having to go in the truck and get everything you need, or not even have to go in the truck to get your stuff. For your most used items, you could get them on the side there. And this is the side mount support that they give you. There's a bottom, as a welded little piece there. It goes like that. This goes on the corner there. And they give you metal screws to screw those in. You just zip it on like that, and you get two, one for the other corner. And that's if you want to do that.